Welcome back to MMA Al Dente. I'm here to talk about Joshua Van versus Kevin Borjas. Joshua Van is 8-1 as a pro, 22 years old, and he's given up 3 inches of reach to 25-year-old Kevin Borjas, who is 9-1 as a pro, and the same height. Each guy has one loss, and they both come via rear naked choke in round 2. Interestingly enough, unless you don't find that interesting. But yeah, that's how they lost, each guy. Joshua Van, he's got 8 wins though, 5 via TKO, 2 via submission, 1 via decision. That's his most impressive win against Zhalgas Zhumagulov. That's his UFC debut. He took it on short notice, I believe, and he won the fight that I expected him to lose. I mean, the way he fought, the way he won is the way I expected him to lose. He tamed Zhalgas Zhumagulov, and he won rounds 2 and 3 by being the better fighter down the stretch. For a kid with under 10 fights, with 8 fights at that point, and a kid, 21, 22 years old, whatever he was when he fought Zhalgas, he should not have won that way, but he did, and that says a lot about him as a fighter. He's a guy that's got composure, obviously good cardio, and good skills. He wasn't able to put Zhalgas away, although he looked really good. But I feel like that's even more impressive, taming a guy like that and winning down the stretch. He has 5 TKO victories, as I said, just 2 submissions. And one of the submissions is a calf slicer, which is very impressive. It's not like he beat anybody good, but still, he had the guy where he could have gone any which way, and he went with a calf slicer. And it was really impressive. Shows there's something going on underneath the surface. And his one loss is a rear naked choke, as I said. It's to this guy, Devon Jackson, or Devin Jackson. And the guy was twice as strong as he was. Twice as strong, ripping him around. Good grappler. The guy had him in some deep spots, an armbar. And he survived until he was overwhelmed and pinned and choked in round 2, towards the end, I believe. But still, he's a guy that has shown a lot of versatility, Joshua Van, and had his best performance in his last fight, showing composure on short notice and getting the biggest win of his career. He's definitely got a lot of momentum going for him. And here he's fighting Kevin Borjas, who has momentum as well, and again, the one loss comes via rear naked choke in round 2. Kevin Borjas, he lost to this guy, Renzo Mendez. Renzo Mendez got him out of there after hurting him in round 2, and almost TKO'd him, but then turned the corner and took his neck and then choked him out pretty quickly. But that was after Kevin Borjas almost got him out of there in round 1 and really emptied his tank. Really emptied his tank, in my opinion, even though he was still dropped. It's not like he came out and just, gasping for air and found a way to quit in round 2. The fight was taken from him. But I still think, he would know better than anybody. There's definitely a chance round 1 burnt a good amount of his fuel and he didn't manage himself so well. I bring that up to say maybe he can, if that is the case, that's something he can definitely work on, and I'm sure has. But nevertheless, he showed vulnerabilities in a lot of different ways in that one loss. Potentially a cardio issue, definitely a chin issue, and which may have been exacerbated by cardio and all that horse shit. And, of course, submission defense. He was tapped with a rear naked choke, and that is also how he lost he's got 2 amateur losses via rear naked choke, or via submission as well. I think one's an armbar and whatever. But I don't harp on amateur fights like I always say, but I make note if a guy's been finished. Submission, knockout, whatever. It's a little half a strike towards the durability. And for Kevin Borjas, I do think between the 2 amateur losses via submission, the 1 professional loss via submission, and the fact that he has no submission victories, submission is definitely his primary weakness as a fighter. But again, he has 9 wins, and 8 of them are via knockout, and just 1 decision. This guy is, he's got some killer power, good killer power. We've seen it I forget. I didn't write down the names and whatever, but we've seen it in the Contender Series. Fuck. Wish I wrote down the names. But he's just he's a problem. Finished that guy on the Contender Series. I believe it was him with a beautiful left hook to the body, TKO in round 2, and that was at the end of a combination. He's got plenty of knee knockouts, 2 in under a minute, 1 in 5 seconds. His debut was also a knee to the body, even though I think it's listed as punches. The knee is what got it done. Kevin Borjas, he's dangerous at any range, and he's a powerful guy. I expect him to have a power advantage over Joshua Van, but I think Joshua Van is a healthier guy. I think Joshua Van is definitely a more composed fighter, a guy I trust to fight 15 minutes after seeing him fight Jalgis on short notice. And Joshua Van, I would give an advantage to in grappling. Not that he's going to go that route and, be a grappler, but I think in little in-betweens and whatever, he'd be the one to get the submission victory over Kevin Borjas rather than the other way around. I don't think Kevin Borjas is going to duplicate the game plan of Devon Jackson, but I do think Joshua Van can do what Renzo Mendez did. So I'm taking Joshua Van to win this fight just based on guesses and vulnerability and whatever. But I'll say this, I think they got the odds wrong. I don't know what they should be, but they just seem wide to me for two guys with similar records, very similar records. And considering the danger of Kevin Borjas, I think they got this one wrong. So in general, I'm staying away from this. But yeah, the pick is Joshua Van wins. I trust him to be cleaner over the course of 15 minutes on the feet. And I expect him to be healthier. Expect his opponent to be less healthy, more susceptible to getting knocked out and choked out. And I think Joshua Van's got a little bit of submission skill hiding underneath the surface that could prove to be the difference maker here. Like, share, subscribe, all that horse shit. Check out my other videos.